Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here. And today's episode will be the annual report 2024. And I start with the grand totals. It's an image of how the organization is doing. In 2023, we had 85 branches of Jehovah's Witnesses. In 2024, the latest one, 84. So one branch down. But in the rest, the grand totals are, of course, very, very positive. More lengths of reporting, more congregations. Remember, 650 extra congregations. So, of course, a better memorial attendance. And the strange thing always for me, in 2023, we had about 22,300 people partaking. 22,300. In 2024, 23,200. So 900 people extra drinking the wine and eating the bread. It's for me astonishing to see that in my days, I believe it was around 9,000. I don't know, let me know guys with you. But when I was growing up, I always remembered about 9,000 people, I believe. And now, in the last days of the last days of the last days, we are having almost 1,000 extra people in 1 year partaking in the memorial worldwide. It's still for me a mystery what's happening inside that religion. We're never gonna be near the end time like this. So we change our teaching and then we are smooth again. So, of course, they had more average publishers preaching every month. And 2024 had an increase of 2.4%. 2.4%. More average pioneers and publishers each month. Of course, more average auxiliary pioneers each month. More average Bible studies. But where it goes wrong for me is in 2023, we had a little thing and that called total hours spent in the field. And that one is gone now. So already I'm having a hard time to believe that these figures are following up on each other every year, because now you have data, in my opinion, is corrupted. Because you're changing the game. You're changing the parameters of the game. The average hours for the auxiliary pioneers went back. You just tick a box now that you are active in the field. In 2023, we had total hours spent. And then you can see also your conversion ratio from how much hours am I spending to getting someone baptized. And not something who's grown up in the organization you have to count. No, you have to count only the people who you get from the field, from your feet in the clay, with standing with your card or door-to-door ministry. So already those figures for me aren't comparable at all. So that's my thought about the grand totals. Already the hours spent are gone. So that's for me a bummer, because I would like to see how much hours they spend now in the field ministry, because they have more people baptized. They went from 269,000 to 296,000, so more people are getting baptized in 2024. But how much hours did you spend? How much of those percentage of this number is a born in Jehovah's Witness, etc. There are so many variables we can't investigate because it's just a number. But where's this number coming from? And I explain to you later what I think. Then I went into the country and territory reports. You see it every country. And the Jehovah's Witnesses have a better number in 2024. They have more congregations, they have more percentages. Increase of 2023. Strange thing for me is last year there was nothing about Monaco. This year Monaco has 100% growth. 100%. That 100% goes into the whole thing, what leads to the plus 2.4%. And what's the value of Monaco? There are only 44 JWs now in Monaco. But do they take a ratio of that 100% or do they just fill in that 100% with the rest? Kiribati, also Oceania. So that's Micronesia, that stuff. 41%, only 137 JWs. But that's a legit one, I think. Because what I found out is this whole thing is built on what I'm gonna say next. The stable growth of Africa. Where I am, but we're gonna destabilize it, people. And Micronesia. I see that all those islands, like Kiribati, are having an explosive growth in JWs. So let's dive into that, because Monaco is now 100% JW growth, and in 2023 it wasn't in the yearly report. So that's for me already one red flag, and it's a strange thing. But let's dive into some things, because I can talk for this for hours, but I'm not gonna do it. So I thought I'm gonna focus on the growth in Africa, because it's a steady growth, and I think the number of congregations went up, the increase is there, but where is that increase coming from? One of the reasons that they have an increase plus 2.4% is because of Africa. Angola, 6% growth. That's big. 11 congregations are added in 2024. And they don't cost much, people. Burkina Faso, 5% growth, 5 congregations. You see where I'm going at? 11 congregations, 5 congregations. That's already 16 congregations. And we went up from 118 to 118,767 minus the 177 is about 600 congregations are added in 2024. I already name you 16 congregations in 2 African countries. Then I found something really strange, because we go to Cameroon, also Africa. 3 growth. They went from 43,022 people to 44,144. 144,000 almost, you think. No. So in Cameroon, they increased about 1,000 JWs. 43,000 to 44,000. So keep that in mind. 1,000 people increase. But hold on, they build an extra 79 congregations. So I gave you Angola, 11 congregations, 5 congregations in Burkina Faso. With that 79 congregations, you're already at 100 congregations extra from 2023. It's only 1,000 people. 1,000 people. Cameroon, 1,000 people extra. Okay, that's growth, 3%. Well done. But then you build 79 extra congregations. And if you divide the 1,000 people to the number of the congregation, you get an average of 12.6 people in a congregation. So I think it isn't a big congregation, it's just a small thing with the plastic chairs and stuff like that. But I can watch into Cameroon. I don't know how that is looking like, but you are building almost 80 extra congregations. And I was checking it for 3, 4, 5 times if I saw it right, the numbers. But I don't know what's happening in Cameroon, but they're building an extra almost 80 congregations. And the other thing is you don't see how many kingdom halls that country has. Because we all know, if you look online, if you talk to people have half full congregations. There are 100 publishers, there are almost not more than 40, 50 people, a few on Zoom. So we hear a lot of kingdom halls being sold. So it's difficult to make a good assumption about what's going on in Watchtower Land. But 80 congregations for 1,000 men. People, what are we doing? Or it's widespread. I don't know. They are living too far from each other. They don't have that decent roads we know in the United States or Europe or whatever. But at 80 congregations is a lot, people. So, but hey, we do everything for the growth in Africa because that's holding Watchtower on his feet right now. Central Africa, 11% growth. That's good. 5 congregations extra. Chad, it's next to Cameroon, Chad. 11% growth also. 2 congregations are added because there are 90 extra JWs in 1 year. So we build another 2 congregations. I don't know, in the Netherlands you would just be sent to an already existing kingdom hall. But hey, we have the money to build 2 extra in that country. Then we have 2 countries, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, and just the normal Republic of Congo. In the Democratic Republic of Congo we had 9% growth. In another African country, in the Republic, we had 7% growth. In 2024, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, we had 266,689 JWs. And they came from 244,000. So that's an extra 22,000 JWs. So that's good, 11% growth. And they build an extra 205 congregation. That is about 100 people per congregation. And in Europe, that's a normal number to have 100 people in a congregation. But we see that we built 80 congregations in Cameroon for 12 people per congregation. So is it just, I don't know, guys, let me know in the comments what you believe. Is it just that Watchtower is spending some money to get some, I don't know, that they have to let people see that they spend some money? Because 12 people per congregation, that's nothing. And Cameroon is not a bush country that it's only woods and that you jungle and stuff like that. But I don't get what's behind this, what their way of thinking is to one they have 100 in a congregation, there they have 12 people in a congregation. And you build 80 congregations extra for just 3% growth. And here I have two countries who have 11% and they only get 5 congregations, or 9%. They get 205 congregations. So in the total country of the Democratic Republic of Congo, they have 58 people per congregation if you divide it. Côte d'Ivoire, also an African country, 6% growth, 4 congregations extra. Equatorial Guinea, 9% growth, also African country. 9%, 11%, 9%, 7%, 6%, 11%. That's a way higher than the 2.4 overall increase that you have, Watchtower. So where and when are you gonna start finding an African governing body member? Because those guys are holding your numbers up big time. Also, some other countries, Eastern Europe, have also high increases I saw. But the steady thing, and it's a big continent, is Africa at the moment. That's keeping you into the game of fooling people that you have so much growth. So 9%, 4 extra congregations. Gabon, 4%. Ethiopia, 5%. Gambia, 7%. Double the 2.4 at least, triple the 2.4% increase. And you need it because other countries aren't doing that good. Guinea, 9%. Guinea-Bissau, 7%. Madagascar, 8%. Malawi, we know how the brothers are struggling there. I don't get it, in the prison and stuff like that. 7% increase. And what are they doing for those brothers there? Tricky one. Mozambique, we all know it because of the baptism. More than 10,000 people are baptized in this year. More than 10,000 people. A 32 million country, people-wise. 13% growth in Mozambique. It's my neighbor country here on top. My wife was there a month ago. There are big riots now because of the government, I believe, but 13% growth. They added 291 congregations. 291 congregations. That's 34 people per congregation. So if we talk about, we see a number as a JW and always, oh, we have more congregations, oh, we have more hours, but where are the hours coming from? Where are the congregations coming from? 291 extra congregations. We saw here 205 extra congregations in Congo. You already had 500 congregations then, alone. Nigeria, 4%, 74 extra congregations. Rwanda, 40 extra congregations, 8%. Zambia, 49 extra congregations. Zimbabwe, 11 congregations, 7% growth. Zambia, 8% growth. And at least South Africa. And we're falling a little bit behind. And that's good. We only have 3% growth. Last year, 2% growth. And South Africa is one of the richest countries of the continent. And I see around me a lot of people, and I'm connected to a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people. South Africa is waking up, and I think it's one of the countries who is waking up the fastest right now. They have the most access to technology. They are having Western influences. Everything is almost the same as in European countries, and I think it's one of the richer countries in Africa, also technology-wise. So the more people get access to technology and can do research and are just living in a society and not being excluded from other things, they can wake up. They can think for themselves. Their critical thinking is activated because they see that there's more around them than only having that faith. And also they have accessibility to more things, a wider perspective. So 62 million people here in South Africa and about 100,000 JWs. So it's not that much, because the Netherlands has about 18 million people. So times 5, 6, you have to do it, and they have around 30,000 JWs. So if the Netherlands was South Africa, we compare it with size-wise, then you should have around 150,000 Dutch JWs. And we're only here at 100,000 JWs. And the strange thing is they grew 2,500 JWs last year. But if I'm looking, and that's also the strange thing, and do your homework, guys, just pick a few countries randomly and do your own research, is we have a growth in South Africa from 2,500 people, 2,500. But almost 4,800 people were baptized. So almost 2,500, 2,300 people are dead, disassociated, disfellowshipped, just faded away. And we only can speculate because people can die, okay, but I don't believe that 2,300 people here in South Africa died as a JW. So it's also, you see, and I see it in every country, there are more baptisms than the numbers increase. So a lot of people, and that's why I don't like the numbers of Watchtower, because you only let us know that because of your special campaign of shunning, that about 50,000 or 60,000 people, or I don't know, there was a report where they say how many people were returned to Jehovah. But that's also always the problem with me. If there's something good, someone returns to the organization, or something happens, something good happens to a JW, then it's Jehovah's blessing. But if somebody ran away from the organization, then it's no blessing. So if I do this, I don't see you. That's a child's game. If I do this, I think you can't see me, but you still can see me, of course. So they're just children, because you have 4,800 people who were baptized, but only 2,500 people you were growing as a JW in South Africa. So that leaves, simple math is 2,300 people all dead, shunned, disfellowship, disassociated, faded away, or whatever, is leaving. So if you want to make good statistics, JW, and Brother Jackson, if you are watching, Brother Led, if you're watching, I know you like money, then do something with those figures, do the good math. Show us the data that we can really interpret as being honest and valuable. Because just also tell the brothers and sisters how many people are leaving. How many people have stopped believing in Jehovah and are running away because of your policies or because of shunning, whatever. But show us all of the numbers. So this is shortly my take on the annual report. I did it. I focused on Africa, not only because I'm living there, but also I see that Africa is a part of the whole thing that's saving the governing body at the moment. And of course they're gonna invest in new congregations, and of course they are building here in Africa. I see it. And they're closing in England a lot of kingdom halls. And a kingdom hall in the United States, it's about, I don't know, $500,000 for a kingdom hall. If they collect that money and build another kingdom hall here in Africa, it costs them about, I don't know, 25,000 max, I think, in Africa, because labor is nothing here. They work all day. Yeah, oh no, the JWs work for free, so that's even better. But materials and stuff like that in Cameroon and whatever, it's much cheaper. So they also don't get a kingdom hall like we guys are used to in Europe, with air conditioning and high ceilings and glass and everything. No, it's a simple concept. It's just a build, easy build for them. So we sell a few in the United States, in England, in Europe, and with that money, a little bit of that money we spend on some kingdom halls in Africa, because we need those guys. We need those guys to be happy, and that Jehovah is providing for them, and that they have the sign in the sky that they are blessed, and that they go full force on the JW stuff, and that they're eating that like candies. So this was my take on the whole thing. On the annual report 2024, it's a plus 2.4%, but it's a little bit different when you dive into it, because we have a lot of help from the African countries who aren't that educated at this moment, and that's gonna change because they are rapidly getting their foot into technology and stuff like that. Then the whole thing becomes more clear for them. They have more access to research, to internet, to whatever. A lot of people here have prepay internet, so they are watching what they are doing, just need it for the things they need, but it's still expensive for a lot of people here. And if that's changing, I have high hopes for this continent, that they also wake up, that they see what's going on. And we here in South Africa are doing a good job. More people are waking up. More people see how destructive this religion is. They're motivating each other. They're caring for each other. And that's my message for all of you. be nice to each other, help each other out, and find a way to get out. Thank you for watching. See each other on the next episode.